Race 1 for the FIM Supersport World Championship got off to a dramatic start. Chan Oncu getting away with a wheelie to take the whole shot down into turn 1 just ahead of the hard-charging Luca Mayas and Stefano Manzi. Manzi was soon up into P2 ahead of 2017 champion Mayas, moving ahead at turn 3. German Massier taking a long lap penalty that he received after taking out Valentin de Bees in Australia. Tom Booth Amos was looking to move up the order after qualifying outside of the top 10. He was soon into P7 ahead of Kawasaki's Jeremy Alcoba. Turkish star Oncu had been increasing the gap every lap across the full race at this point, and he was still doing so ahead of Manzi, while Booth Amos moved into 6 ahead of Massier after the Spaniard's long lap penalty dropped him out of the lead group. Bo Bendsneyder was putting on a characteristic late race charge. He got in between the two Yamahas of Manzi and Mayas into P3 before getting ahead of the number 62 Yamaha on the run down to turn 1 on his MV Agusta. The number 11's time in World Supersport has been defined by rapid pace and consistency, so he would have been hoping to pull away from Manzi. But the Italian was having none of it. At turn 5, he jabbed his way down the inside to move back into second place. Bendsneyder slotting in just behind before trying the same move on the run to turn 1, just a few laps later and 3 laps from the end of the race. He moved back into P2 and the pair were closing in on Oncu out in front, who had just begun to manage the gap to the chasing pack. Manzi again was sliding his way into turn 3, pushing Bendsneyder out of the way to maintain P2. Mayas just behind the MV Agusta but unable to get ahead. Manzi was able to put out a gap over Bendsneyder as well as he set his sights on Oncu out in front, but while the gap at the end of the race was under a second, the number 61 had been managing his way to the end of the race to claim his first win in more than 2 years in World Supersport, the last coming in Indonesia back in 2023. It was also his first win on Yamaha machinery. The last win for the Turk came with Kawasaki, and he was greeted in Parc Fermé by none other than 2-time champion Toprak Razgatlioglu, who was delighted with his training partner's result. In terms of fastest laps, Oncu will lead away race 2 alongside Mayas and Bendsneyder, with Manzi going from P4, Massier P5 and Booth Amos P6. A look at the final results. Oncu 8 tenths clear of Manzi at the end of the race, with Bendsneyder 3rd, Mayas 4th and Booth Amos an impressive 5th from 12th on the grid. Marcel Schrotter was 6th with Massier 7th after his long lap penalty. Philip Ertel, Leonardo Ticini, Corentin Parolari, Xavi Cardris and Filippo Farioli completed the points paying positions. Rinaldi in 19th ahead of World Supersport 300 champion Aldi Mahendra. Rafael De Rosa and Nicky Thiele were 21st and 23rd for QJ Motor, with Glenn Van Stralen sandwiched between them. Anna Carrasco was the last classified rider in race 1.